is through symbolism. The film is layered with meaning from beginning to end. From the open aerial shots to the final haunting image, every frame feels deliberate. The Shining demonstrates why Stanley Kubrick is a master of symbolism and visual storytelling and direction. He thought in a complex, multi-layered ways, created some of the most memorable, unsettling moments in cinema history. Jack Torrance takes a winter caretaker job at an isolated overlook hotel where he moves in with his wife Wendy and his son Danny, who possesses psychic abilities known as the Shining. At a hotel with dark influence slowly driving Jack into madness, Danny and Wendy must fight to survive at the Overlook Hotel. It attempts to repeat violent past through Jack. Kubrick's goal in The Shining was to make the scariest movie possible, and by every measure, he succeeded. The film is built around fear, isolation, chaos, and the fragile nature of the human mind. All of these elements are absorbed into the Overlook Hotel, which functions as more than just a settling. It's becoming a living force. The hotel absorbs negative energy, reflects it back onto the people inside it. Everything about the film is engineered and communicate evil, and it's done with precise, masterful control. The Overlook Hotel itself is built on Native American land, reinforces Kubrick's larger idea that evil is cynical and repeats itself over and over again. Danny Torrance's psychic abilities allow the hotel to amplify its influence, turning into a gift and a weapon and a curse. Danny possesses telepathic ability to see into the future, which locks him into a psychological and spiritual war with the Overlook. Throughout the film, the hotel attempts to overwhelm him with violent visions and traumatic images, yet Danny consistently resists. He understands the hotel truly is rooted in violence and suffering and death. Though his visions, he witnesses the hotel's past crime and recognizes its true nature. The Overlook attempts to use Jack as a vessel to destroy Danny, but it ultimately fails. The first films in the genre that fully embrace artistic psychological approach to horror, such at a massive scale. Kubrick was willing to explore dark psychological territory that many directors of his stature avoided by casting major Hollywood actors like Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. He proved that horror could be taken seriously as an art form rather than dismissed as cheap entertainment. One of Kubrick's most important creative decisions was portraying Jack Torrance as unstable from the very beginning. From the moment we meet him, it's clear that his deep cracks already exist beneath the surface. Jack has a history of abusing Danny, discolorating his shoulder during a moment of rage. He doesn't view Wendy as an equal partner. Instead, she exists on the margins of his life. Jack sees the caretaker job as an opportunity to focus on his writing, believing isolation will somehow transform him into a great writer. This belief is rooted in entitlement. Jack consistently places his ambition and ego above the needs of his family. His work always comes first. Kubrick's biggest departure from Stephen King's novel was making Jack more fragile and manic from the start. Jack is already unraveling as the film begins. The Overlook doesn't create his madness, it accelerates it. The hotel simply gives him permission to become what he already is. One of the reasons why The Shining remains effective is how deeply unsettling it is from a psychological level. Many viewers can see themselves in Jack. Someone is searching for escapism, hoping for isolation will solve their problems. There are moments where Jack feels relatable, and particularly his struggle to balance work and identity in his family, but instead of confronting his trauma and his flaws. He runs from them. He neglects his past. He distances himself from his family, and he slowly abandons his humanity. The Overlook Hotel amplifies every flaw, every insecurity and weakness within a person. It forces characters and audience to come from uncomfortable questions of what they entered the Overlook with all your vulnerabilities exposed. Well, what's the worst traits that reflect you? Like Jack, the film invites you to wonder, something dark exists deep within yourself. The Shining doesn't just scare you, it forces you to question your own morality, identity, and the capacity for evil. Overall, The Shining is one of the greatest films ever made, and I give this film a 10 out of 10. If you like this film review, please like and subscribe below. Thanks, guys.